Welcome, folks. Let me get there we go. Christmas stuff. Yay. Welcome, everybody. Hello. Welcome back. Hey, guys. Let me get TikTok doing its magic. And then we'll get rolling. All right. Do I set it to your account? Okay. Stop messing around. TikTok. Ooh. Yeah, tonight's a hangout show. Holiday-ish. Didn't feel like actually preparing news today. And I got my shot back again today, so I was sleeping and feeling woozy. So didn't feel like dealing with Russian evil. Had enough evil with my back. All right, come on, TikTok, don't be evil. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Just writing I got to put a title on TikTok and then we're good. Actually, Europeans are already New Year's. Some of you, I'm guessing. If it's 6 o'clock, yeah, some of you are already New Year's. I'm going to guess anybody east of the UK, maybe? Or no? Here's Eve. Hangout. There we go. Am I right? We'll ask the TikTokers in a second, but God, did they finally put like New Year's Eve gifts up? Because again, remember how I talked about how TikTok doesn't know what it's doing? There are no New Year's Eve gifts for me to like put up for people to buy. Oh, now they've got it on today. They're so freaking stupid sometimes. Today they've got the gift up. I'm like, are you kidding me? You people are unfreaking believable. All right, we're going to go for a large number since it's New Year's. Unbelievable, these people. All right. All right. Go live. Oh, the lights overhead. Oh, the lights overhead are good enough. They're good enough. All right. Yeah, this is good. All right. The TikTok light is it looks a little less bright, but it's hard to tell if it's just my look or whatever it is. I don't know. Oops. Here. Oh, there we go. All right. Here come the TikTokers. Welcome, TikTokers. New Zealand, 55 to midnight in the UK. That's what I figured. That's what I figured, right? But I was assuming the other Europeans, like the French to the east. All right. The sound is being evil. All right. Oop. Let's try that. Boom. All right. Now, how is the sound on TikTok? YouTube, we know it sounds okay. TikTok, how's the sound? Yes? Okay. It does that when I start sometimes, It's a little evil. I'm sorry, dog. We're getting some storms tonight, and the dog is flipping out because the dog flips out when we get storms. So anyway, what do you do? Happy New Year, everybody. 11:07. You're UK as well, Gremlin, I'm assuming. Jorge. Now, Australia and Asia, they're a day ahead. So it's already New Year's morning. It's January 1st morning, I'm guessing, in Asia, right? Always confuses me. I am not going to stay until New Year. No, Jacob. I thought about that. Hey, Elizabeth, thank you for the gift. I thought about that. But Germany, but are you not? Is Germany only 6 hours? Is Germany New Year's right now? Is it midnight? I thought you guys would be 7 hours ahead. I must be screwing up I guess the UK is 5. Oh, you really want to go out there in this? Oh, I don't think so, Sash. I don't think so. Okay, right here. Sorry, oh boy. The dog it's raining out and she's very unhappy. Thank you, Hannah, for the gift. And thank you, Mark Starr. So yeah, it's okay. So it's midnight. Okay. I guess that makes sense. You're right. If it's 5 hours to UK, it would be 6 hours to France and Germany and Spain. Okay. Thank you, Martin. Yeah, UK time is 11 o'clock, which yeah, I always know you guys are 5 hours. I don't know why I thought France was more and Germany. Okay. So Happy New Year, France and Germany. And I guess all the Asians and Australia, et cetera, it already happened 12 hours ago or 6 hours ago or whatever it was. Hey, Dr. Ryan, thank you. And GMA Vicky for the gifts. I do not do lawyer work. No, I'd done some lawyer jobs when I was in law school and I hated them. So I didn't go into law. I went right into politics. Well, I did politics. I did international development. I worked at the World Bank as well. But went into politics and then lots of stuff. Thank you, Christina. A first day hike. I don't know what that is. Is that something people do? Thank you, Kano. Yeah, I would consider doing a New Year's show like in the evening. But who's that? Big Hawk and Russell. Thank you guys. But I got another one of those steroid shots in my back this morning, and feeling better now, but I was so tired this afternoon. And it's weird. Like, it's not a horrible procedure, but any medical procedure, you don't realize like how stressed out you get. You know what I mean? Like, I got home and I was like, okay, woozy. So I imagine I'm going to want to go to bed around 10 o'clock tonight. And I imagine I should go to bed around 10 o'clock tonight. It was like a steroid injection in your spine, which sounds grosser than it is, but it still is something, so thank you, Adventures. But we'll see. I mean, hard to tell as always, but the last shot did a lot of benefits. So hopefully this will too. Nordic, did you hear about the Ukraine drone boat taking out a Russian helicopter? No. What happened? I didn't check the news today. I was baking. I was trying to do like other non-political things. Happy New Year, Marie. I can tell it says Privit, which is hello or greetings. Znovim, which is new. So I'm going to guess Rakam is year. That's going to be my guess, since we know the first two words in Ukrainian. How interesting. Paul is going to drive. Exciting. Well, good to see your daughter. Thank you for the 2025 glasses, Sandria. Thank you, Richard. Have you been avoiding political news since the election? Not at all. Oh, no. We've been covering it. The show, thank you, Elizabeth. The show, I have always covered Ukraine news. Well, yeah, I started the show covering the war in Ukraine 3 years ago, right when the war started. And then once the Trump election stuff started happening, I started covering the election because, I suppose I could just cover Ukraine, but my background is foreign policy, but my background is also U.S. politics. I work in Washington, D.C. I've lived and worked here since 1989. 1985. I moved here for graduate school at Georgetown, law school at Georgetown. And I went to New York for 2 years, but otherwise I've been in D.C. So I have done a ton of political work in addition to international work, but domestic American political work. So it is very difficult for me to sit here and just talk about Ukraine when Donald Trump, A, could have been president, and B, now will be president. I am incapable of not talking about Donald Trump and the election. It's just too important. So the show now is a lot of U.S. politics and a lot of Ukraine. So Puerto Rico has no power. I did hear that. Crazy. Thank you, Karis. Thank you, Ava. Yeah, Puerto Rico, the power grid went down, and it's going to be down for like 24 hours. This is not a mustache. This is just unshaven, but glad you like it, Iggy. It's not staying. It's not staying. This is just, I guess that's funny, actually. You're right. My unshaven gives more dark here than anywhere else. That is kind of funny. Maybe it's the angle, or maybe it just is darker. I never thought of it as a mustache. That's very funny. No, I do not have a mustache. I will not have a mustache. But tomorrow it's getting shaved off. Do you think we'll go to war with Russia? No, I do not. I think Russia would like to scare the hell out of us. So that's what they're doing. But hey, Robert, I'm back. I am back. Hey, PPF, thank you for the gift. And Megan, thank you as well. Russia's just trying to scare the hell out of us. Russia cannot afford to go to war with us because they would lose. Thank you, NAR, for the New Year's gift. Now, there's a lot of weird contradictions with Russia. Thank you, Uncle Stevie, for the gift. The Russians are very belligerent. They're very warmongering, right? And we will take over the world, this kind of garbage, right? And when they were the Soviet Union, they were that way. They're that way now. I've said this before. The Russians, for my taste, are a mixture of insecure narcissists. Thank you, John S. Right? Insecure narcissists. So it's basically like someone yelling and screaming all the time, why don't you realize that I'm the best country in the world? And screaming about it all the time. Because they're narcissists, so they think they're the best country in the world, and they're insecure and smart enough to know they're not the best country, and no one thinks they're the best country in the world. So they're insecure enough that they get very upset about it. Oh, we've got our first Russian troll of the evening. Hi, Charlie. You're going to be leaving us. But nice of you to come join, because I always appreciate somebody helping the algorithm get up there. So it's a mixture of, why don't you like me? I'm the best ever, right? Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Succeed. Which means the Russians will threaten war a lot. Thank you, because it's this bravado thing. But they're smart enough to know and insecure enough to know Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, PPF. Lots of gifts tonight on TikTok. Thank you, guys. And Nordic as well, obviously, for the gift on YouTube. Thank you, Elizabeth. But the Russians are smart enough to know, the Russian government, that they would lose a war against us and that they would lose a nuclear war as well. I mean, everyone would lose a nuclear war is the point. And they know that. But they can't get over their, we are the Soviet Union. We are the biggest bad of the world, you know? So that's why with Russia, you get a sort of a cognitive dissonance. Thank you, Louis, for the glasses, right? You've got, on one hand, privately, they know they're weak. They know they're no longer a world power. They've got nuclear weapons, and they've got the ability to fuck up their neighbors, like Ukraine. You know, I mean, even people who are weak are countries that are, you know, developing or whatever, have the ability to cause damage. I mean, Pakistan is not a world power, but it's got nuclear weapons. Pakistan can cause a lot of damage, right? But it's not a world power in a way like India is, but they've got nukes. Russia's in the same category. They've got the nukes. They've also got the military to cause games on their borders. And I mean, they can play games in the, well, no longer do they play games in the Middle East. They lost that. So in any case, like I said, Russia, so basically Russia is going to constantly threaten war with us because of their ego and also because they feel like they have to in order to prove how important they are. And they know it's a bluff. And they know we're afraid of them. That's the other thing. They know we're afraid. But they're never going to go to war with us because they can't afford to. I mean, if they go to war with us, it'll be a huge mistake because we will win. If it's a nuclear war, we all lose, but they lose too. And they're not stupid. You know, I think they are rational. I think they're evil, the government there, but I think they are very, very rational. They're not going to go to war with it. I mean, the same, actually, I was reading, where was I reading this? One of the, thank you, Chad. Oh, I know what it was. The other day I was reading about a Russian general who was a spy working for us for decades. I don't know the name. Maybe one of you who's really up on this will know this, but he was a Russian general during the Cold War. And for like decades, he was working for us on the inside of Russia. And he got outed by the two CIA FBI spies. Was it Aldrich Ames? And I'm forgetting the other guy's name, the guy at the FBI and the guy at the CIA, and got outed by them and arrested and killed by the Soviets. But he had confirmed, which I thought was very interesting, he had confirmed that the Soviets were just as afraid of nuclear war as we were. Because we always talked about it, you know? We would always talk about, oh my God, nuclear war, right? That the Russian government was petrified of getting into nuclear war because they knew we would destroy them too. And there's nothing different today. All these guys go on TV and brag about it. It's just, I mean, I think almost if you think Russia is literally planning on getting into a nuclear war with us, like they'd be fine going to war with us, I almost feel like that's an insult to Russia. It's suggesting that they're not, that they're kind of dumb if you believe that, because only somebody dumb would think like nuclear war would work. I mean, like that's just crazy. Only a dumb government would think that. So, and I don't think they're dumb. Anyway, yes, Jimmy Carter will be in the Capitol Dome on January 6th while Trump is being certified. Well, Trump's being certified. I know, or January 7th and 8th, I thought I read, whatever dates, but Damien and I are thinking of going. I mean, the problem is the line will be forever, but it would still be interesting to go. So we may go. I actually got to meet Jimmy Carter when I was, God, where was this? I even downloaded it the other day. I found it online when he was in my hometown, something like, what was it? 1997 maybe? No, 1997, listen to me, 1977? I don't know. I took the picture. It's funny. I took the picture of the article and the photos and then immediately, you know, not lost them, but I've got to like save them. Let me look here. But anyway, Jimmy Carter was very good friends with a man and his wife that lived in my hometown in the Chicago suburbs. I think they were called the Walls or something, or Walls, like W-A-L-Z or something like that. And he was doing a political event or something in Chicago. Come on, what are you doing here? He was doing a political event in Chicago and decided to spend I think it was 1977, decided to spend the night in the suburbs at their house. Well, obviously it was reported all over the news, and we're in like suburb of Chicago with 40,000 people, right? And the president is staying there, and we knew where. So everybody went, and I'm just looking here if I saved the picture. I didn't. I've got it. I'll have to. Oh, nope, not that. I'm like looking here. I want to find the picture of him because I have a suspicion that the picture in the paper might be me because it looks like me, but you never know from that era, right? But so a bunch of us, because it was all of the local news, went to see Jimmy Carter. And the best part was, and mind you, this is 1977 when, security wasn't as big a deal. The house he was staying in had Secret Service security, but all they did was keep us across the street. So literally we were across the street from the house, which nowadays they would never do because, you didn't have to go through a metal detector. You have to go through anything. And Jimmy Carter came out and came across the street and shook all of our hands in the crowd, which was just amazing. And I still remember this because I was at this point 14 years old. I was in high school or just starting high school. I'm going to find I just want to see if I can find the picture really quick of him because I'll be able to find it again later. But I am I am intrigued by the photo because, like I said, the kid looks like me. I was showing my sister this. The kid that was in the crowd totally looks like me. But who knows? Because there were, probably 1,000 of us or whatever going to see him. But it was very cool. Hold on. I'm still going to look for this now. Come on. I don't know. I may have to do I may do a search for it while we're talking. Anyway, but it was very cool. It was kind of neat as a kid. So we were thinking it would be interesting to go and see, basically go and I guess pay respects to his coffin in the Capitol. I'm going to guess, like I said, that it's going to be a crazy number of people, which is going to be bad. But what do you do? That's funny. So I'm looking again. I want to find one more time. I want to find this picture of my hometown. Like I said, the one that I saw of the crowd that made me very suspicious. La, la, la. Come on. All. So this one. Anyway, Pedro says, Finland, oil tanker claims hunger used as weapon against them. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean there. What do you mean by that? Oh, so this is the picture. I'm telling you, I mean, this is the picture, okay, of Jimmy Carter in my hometown, meeting the crowd across the street. The really weird part is that kid there looks a lot like me that I did back then. The hair is the same. My hair was so curly that I would often wear like a ski hat at night, so my hair would stay down and curly. He's got my nose. I mean, I'll show you guys really quick. It's that guy, the Luigi looking one for TikTok or YouTube, the Luigi looking one here. It may not be me. It looks like me, which is really interesting. Really interesting. And there's no way to know. Actually, the guy next to me, I'm wondering who, I don't know. I'm trying to recognize like the kids next to me. Oh, I was there. Yeah. We went because we wanted to go see him. And it was like 5 blocks from my house. So we literally were 4 or 5 blocks. We walked from my house to the house Jimmy Carter was staying in, and he came out and shook our hands in the street. God, I am going to keep this photo because I have got to tell you, this really feels like a picture of me. I'll have to find a high school photo to like show you guys, but that nose is, I don't know. That nose is mine. But who knows, there's just no way to know. But it's pretty cool. Yeah. The oil tanker claims Finnish nation will not feed them or give them water. Are you talking, Pedro, about the what oil tanker? Are you talking about the Chinese ship that once again was it Chinese this time that that looks like it broke the Finnish communications thing? Yeah. Well, I can. Can I hold on? I'm trying to like save this picture, but the picture is being a little evil. I can hold on. I can simply do a screenshot and then expand it, but I just don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, it's this kid. There's the kid with the whole face and the kids with the hat face. That is the northern part of my face. I just don't know. I mean, for you guys, it's that kid with the hair and then half the face covered. That's my hair and that's my nose and eyes from when I was in high school. I asked her. I don't think. Let me send it to her again. She does watch the show sometimes. Is this me? This is the photo when Jimmy Carter visited in 1977, and I went with everybody else and stood across the street from the house and shook his hand in the crowd. Period. And this kid looks like me, from the hair, which I would wear a hat at night to keep my hair flat, to that nose and eyes. I had mentioned this to her. I just sent it to her. We'll see what she says. Yeah, I don't know where my, yeah, I can post it on Discord. Yeah. And actually I will post both. Kind of excited. It'd be so cool if it was me, but it's hard. You'd need like people who know me like my sister might know, because it's hard for me. Like recognizing yourself, you know what I mean? But that is very much me. I'll put it on Discord right now. This is our hangout, like I said, tonight, which I'm happy to talk about the issues, but I have not been following the news today. And, it's a holiday, but at the same time, I didn't want to like not do today and who knows about tomorrow. So I, didn't want to just, disappear. I guess I'd put this under general chat. Let me see. I'll put, hold on. The time I met. Let me try this. The time I met Jimmy Carter when he came to my hometown in 1977, and we stood across the street from the house he was staying in, and he came out and shook our hands, period. I don't know if this photo is me, but this photo looks like me at the time. All right. Let me attach the photos. Boom, boom. Yeah, I've got to find the photos. There's a photo of me in debate that is the photo to compare this to, because it looks like my debate photo. There was a photo. I have to look it up. UN birthday story. Poppy, it enervates me when I talk about the UN. We got to wait a little bit for another UN story. It just gets me too mad. There's a great debate photo of me that I have to go and look up that, the school paper took. And it's this sideways view of me at the table. And that's, if I can find that one, that shows you the picture where you go, okay. Anyway, I'm very excited. I hope it's him. So the one inside Finnish waters, but is this I don't know about an oil tanker. Was it an oil tanker? The boat that they believe cut the latest communications wires or whatever the wires were. That's what you're talking about, Pedro? And God knows, right, the Finns are not starving them to death. It's actually, are they Russian or Chinese? Because that sounds very Russian. Oh, they're starving us to death. Oh my God. The boat was an oil tanker? Okay. But was it Russian or Chinese? Remind me. The previous one was Chinese. This one I don't quite recall. This one was Russian. This one was Russian. I remember that. Because remember, it was the Russians, because the Finn military guy or police guy or whatever was asked, and he said, have you heard from the Russians on this? And he goes, no. And they go, do you plan on reaching out to them? He goes, no. And he was very even faster than I'm saying it. He goes, no. You plan on reaching out to them? No. Thank you. We're done. It was like, ooh. I mean, pissed. And that is Finns that are pissed off. I forget, are any of you Finnish? Pedro, I don't know where you are. You're somewhere up there. You're not in Finland, are you? Maybe you are. I know you're in one of those countries. But I always forget who our Finn friends are here. Which a country I've never been to and I very much want to go to, especially now that you're a member of NATO. But in any case, Finland always intrigued me. Oil tanker, Cook Islands. They're claiming the Finns are making the crew die in hunger. Oh yeah, because you are in Finland. Okay, they're trying to. Are you? I forget. Are you Finnish or are you from somewhere else with the name? Or is Pedro just like your fun name? Thank you, Blue Ariel, for the galaxy. I know we talked about this before, but I don't remember. This is and thank you, Jane, for the gift. This is the Russians playing games. Oh, they're killing us. And then the Russian government can go, oh, we may have to come in and do something, Finland. If you don't release our boat immediately, you're trying to kill them. We may have to invade. And that's where Finland goes, yeah, we're a member of NATO now. Go F yourself. Because that is the scenario that's happening right now. The ship saying it on orders from Moscow. They said, say that they're starving them and we can start to make an excuse to invade and save you. And it'll scare the Finns because Russia is always about how do you one up things in a way to basically win, to basically scare NATO. Thank you, Randy Fred, for the gift. So, just lovely. Happy New Year, Barrera. Thank you, Randy Fred, for the ice cream cone. What else? Exactly. The Finns have saunas and hydraulic presses, and they've got, is it the Finns or the Swedes that have a ton of icebreakers? Isn't it the Finns, I think, that do? Well, the Pedro from Finland thing is funny. I'm sorry, but you didn't. But remind me again. Like, are you Latino or is your name not actually Pedro? Because it's kind of funny. Thank you, Annie. I mean, I'm fluent in Spanish. I have lived and worked in Latin America. I've been around Latin America. So it's funny to meet a Pedro from Finland. It just is. So thank you, Lori. Thank you, Christina. I'm trying to see my debate photo. Yeah, I will go look for my debate photo later because I'll bet you it's in my, I know I wouldn't have gotten rid of it. Yeah, it's not on my computer though. Yeah, I'll have to see where it is. What's with all the drones? I think it's all bullshit. Thank you, Timothy, for the gift. I think it's all bullshit. Finn, born and raised, it's an alias. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm like, how many Finns name their kids Pedro? Which would be funny, actually. Why not? Thank you, Diana. I think it's bullshit. The drone thing, I've said from the beginning, thank you, Elizabeth, I thought it was mass hysteria. And what do you know? Suddenly, I don't know what, but we move on to another story. And now it's no longer the drones, right? Thank you, Lori, for the gift for the glasses. It's no longer the drones anymore, right? Suddenly no one's seeing them. Nobody's complaining about them. I mean, either someone snacked. Now, mind you, it is possible someone, flicked a switch and turned off all the drones. Whoever's operating them, that's possible. I still think it's more likely that there aren't any drones, or there are very few drones, and people are mass hysteria. Oh my God, a planet, it's a drone. Oh my God, an airplane, it's a drone. Or there were always lots of drones, and people are finally noticing because they're thinking UFOs, and they're all out there looking. That's my guess. So that's my guess. For the dogs? Oh, with the drones, you mean? Or what do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. Some of it, the only thing, what's interesting with the drones is, and this is where, again, I'm not a big fan of conspiracy theories because I just think they usually don't turn out. Like I've said, I want the drones to be UFOs. I want them to be aliens. So my heart is in the right place on the drone story. I want it to be aliens. Do I think it's aliens? No, it's not. Right? So that's my problem and I'm not convinced it's the Russians. Having said that, the Russians, somebody has been buzzing U.S. military bases and the CIA for months, like this summer in America. Somebody has been buzzing U.S. military bases with drones in the UK, reportedly, for months. that certainly sounds like the Russians in each case. Could be the Chinese, could be the Iranians, but it sounds like the Russians. So that when this story developed, it makes you wonder if it could have been the Russians initially. And maybe somebody did see some Russian drones playing games or whatever. Thank you, Jetta. And then the paranoia kicked in and everybody went drone, 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 right? That's kind of my guess. The other thing is, and we talked about this before, no offense to New Jersey, but the Russians have better things to do than send a bunch of drones to New Jersey, right? Why? Washington, D.C., maybe, right? North Dakota, nuclear missiles, maybe, right? New York City even, because it's just a big, powerful city. Jersey, you know, you own the empire, you own the, what is it, the Statue of Liberty. Don't tell the New Yorkers I said that. You know, so some cool, the Sopranos are from there. That's cool. Maybe the Russians really are jealous about the Sopranos, you know, but it just seemed like a weird place to have the epicenter of the drones. Now, if it's aliens, okay, I guess they don't know any better. New Jersey versus New York, I guess, right? And maybe the aliens saw the Sopranos because all of our TV signals are going out there. You're the diner capital of the world. Okay, I can respect that. Jersey Shore, I do not respect. That was a horrible TV show. But the diner capital, I respect very much. And I love The Sopranos. I've watched it repeatedly. Does make Italians look bad. I always wonder about that. Did Italians mind The Sopranos? Because it kind of makes you look bad. You know? I mean, was that something Italians, I mean, I guess you could like the show, but was it like kind of, you were going, oh God, we can have like 8 years of a show saying we're mafia. Was that not weird for you all? Actually, Ashley may or may not be here. I realize it's New Year's Eve for people, so not everybody is available to hang out. But anybody who's Italian, did the show bother you at all? Or were you like, it's fun? I just think like negative portrayals of your people is like, I watched Crazy Rich Asians and my mind immediately went to my, my sister-in-law who's Singaporean because it made Singaporeans look horrible. And the thing is, I asked her and she said, no, or my nephew said, no, she hates the rich Singaporeans. So she was glad that it basically poked fun at them. But you know what I mean? I wonder about that. Anyway. Hello, vlog na Maximum. So I'm going to guess that's Maxim's blog, maybe is your name in Ukrainian. Blog, only because I'm guessing blog is blog. Thank you, Annie. I did the 2025 classes are cool. They still should have done those other than today. That's okay, Rob. We're still here. The family doesn't talk about that part of the family. I don't know anything on the Ukraine war today because I haven't been looking. Today was my day off. Maxim's blog. That's cute. Okay. Vlog na Maximum. Oh, God, I hated that. I studied Russian, not Ukrainian, but all of that declension of nouns and stuff that the Greeks do too. And I guess the Germans do it too, apparently, the case system. And I hated it. It confused the hell out of me. So Maximum has got to be one of those because I think of Maxim, of course. Must be possessive, I guess. I don't remember. I was terrible at Russian. Greek better, but we do the same thing in Greek. So like George's blog would be, I don't know, to blog to Yorhu. So Yorhu instead of Yorho or Yorgos. Like Yorgos is the name, George. But if I call you to your face, you drop the S and I say, Yorho, come over here. Even though I would say my name is Yorgos, but Yorgo, drop the S. And the ball of Yorgo would be Yorhu, like the ball to Yorhu. You put an U at the end to make it possessive. Horrible. But at Greece, at least I studied it and then I went to Greece for a summer and it kind of made sense once I kept hearing it every day. I was like, okay, I can handle this. Russian and Ukrainian, very hard, the case system. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elizabeth. I do not speak German, but I know of it. And correct, I was always told German does the same thing. Yep. John's blog would be German. I'm not sure what you mean, Zerpachi. What do you mean? Took 8 years of German, never really figured out the case dative genitive forms. I honestly think you need to go because, like I said, the Greek stuff never made sense to me. I went and spent 4 months in Greece and Cyprus. I brought a little, I was like 23, brought a little Greek learning book, a very good book, actually. My little book, this is before the internet, so we didn't have like the net. And I studied my book every day for an hour or so. And listening to people, writing it down, but especially listening to people, I would hear them all the time use possessive case or whatever that other case is, direct object, indirect object, all that stuff. But I'd hear them do it and I'd go, oh, you know what I mean? You know, I'm giving the ball to Jorgo, right? The ball is Jorgo's, right? So like all of a sudden it started to make sense. Did you read John's blog? Hast du John's blog gelesen? You know, German I like, but there's no way I'm ever going to learn German. Thank you, Elizabeth. Well, in English word order, yeah, adjective word order. I mean, obviously, growing up with English, it's easy to me, but I appreciate English being weird when I talk to foreign friends. Like I think I've told you guys this before. One of my Argentine friends, Emilio. By the way, Emilio Capucho, if you're out there, I've been texting him and I can't get a hold of him, and it's pissing me off because I'm kind of wondering if I don't have his up-to-date phone numbers. I've got to see if I can find him on. So maybe he's on LinkedIn. Find Emilio. Wonderful guy in Buenos Aires, but he was studying English as a second language at Georgetown. That's how I met him and a bunch of his friends. And Emilio was telling me, he goes, "There's this thing you say that I love." And this was the first time that I ever even realized this. A bunch of you who are American, this will blow your mind, okay? So you know that we speak more casually amongst ourselves than speaking. We don't have a formal, informal language per se, but we kind of do. Like I'll swear with you, I won't swear in work or to a professor or something. We'll say things like I'm gonna go, maybe I'd say I'm going to go if I'm really trying to be proper. But even then, gonna can slip out, right? He said to me, he goes, "We had to learn in phonetics all the ways you actually pronounce your words because none of them are the correct way." And he said, his point was, and this is what's crazy, and he's right, this sentence is the way we say it, and none of the words are pronounced correctly. And he said the sentence was, "What are you going to do tonight?" is the sentence in English. And they taught them in phonetics class how to actually say it, because what are you going to do tonight? You could say that. It sounds, I almost feel like I'm British. What are you going to do tonight? Like, it just sounds very proper in a way, or Indian, right? Proper in a way Americans wouldn't do. The way you actually say it, exactly, Mrs. Toad is saying, "What are you going to do tonight?" And he goes, wait, I think I've got it. He goes, "What are you going to do tonight?" And it's, what are you? So what are you? What are you? So it's wada, W-A-D, first of all. It's not what are you? It's what ya. So what are you? What ya? Okay. Going, what are you gonna do tonight? Gonna is correct. Do, but do tonight becomes do tonight. So it becomes dude, not doot. Do tonight. It's not D-U-T or D whatever. It's D-U-D. What are you going to do tonight? And it's tonight instead of tonight. So, I mean, he told me this and I went, oh my God, you're right. Like, it never even clicked to me that casually we literally mispronounce every word in essence casually. And again, if I'm speaking more properly, I would say, what are you going to do? Or I might say, what are you going to do tonight? Again, what are you going to do tonight? If I'm being a little more, or if I'm speaking to a foreigner, I probably would say, what are you going to do tonight? Just even do tonight, I'm still saying do tonight. But I never even imagined that in a sentence, we pronounce the words differently than we do freestanding. That blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. I was like, I don't know. So I will always remember Emilio teaching me that. 19 vowels in English. Well, we do have a lot of vowels. I mean, the pronunciations are different, you know. Thank you, Jay, for the gift, and Colin as well. And fixin' to go out. I've heard that before, Vicky. That's a Texas thing. Yeah, you moved. Oh, wait. Oh, you moved. Oh, I see. You moved from a Midwestern state. Now, fixin', we wouldn't say fixin' in the Chicago area, but I know what it means. But I would think of that as much more of a rural. I'm fixin' to make some food, make some pizza later or something. Like it's cute. It's Southern. Okay, it is Southern. And the other one is, which I heard, what's her face? The actress that plays Roz on Frasier is from Texas originally. And she once said on the show, I remember she said, might could, or she did an interview. And she said, I might could do something, which is, I guess, a Texas or Southern thing, which cracked me up. Might could, which we would never say. I mean, Illinois, you'd never say it. Chicago, you'd never say that. Might could. We would say, what you up to? Yeah, we'd say that. What are you up to? Or we'd say, what are you up to? What are you up to? Yeah. What are you up to is what you're doing right now. Yeah. You could say, hey, what are you up to? We'd say that too. Yeah, Paula. Americans usually say riding and writing the same. Riding and writing? No, I don't. Dave, are you British or are you American? Because riding and writing, those are different the way I'm saying it. Riding. What is it? It's rye and ray. Writing. One is the eyes are even. No, how's that interesting? The eyes are different. Writing. Rye. The rye is almost a little wider, but writing. There's a little bit of a T and a little bit of a D. They're different for the way I say it. Doesn't mean everyone says it. Doesn't mean everyone says it the way I say it though. We've got one of the things in American is depending where you are from in the country, you say, I will write this down for you. And this totally depends, like I said, where you live in the country. I will show you 3 words. In Illinois, where I'm from, these words are pronounced the same. One is the woman's name, one is to be happy, and the other is to settle down with someone, right? And we say them the same way in Chicago. I moved out here to Washington, and people say them in the East Coast of the US. They pronounce these as 3 different words, which blows my mind. Because we say Mary is a woman, Merry Christmas, and I'm going to get married, right? So he's going to marry her. He's very merry about marrying Mary. Same exact vowels. Here they say, and I'm trying to remember, Mary, maybe Mary might be Christmas, Merry Christmas, Mary, I can't do it. They're 3 different words, which cracks me up. It's so interesting. But that blew my mind when I moved out here too. I was like, what are you talking about? There's different ways of saying Mary. And the New Yorkers, well, they'll go Mary, something like that. Mary, and Mary, maybe Mary. Maybe the E is Mary, maybe. That's like in French, actually. When I studied, Gunther, you can help me on this. But when you study French as a foreign language, you have to go to phonetics classes. And one of my French friends, who's very well spoken, did not know this. And I swear this to this day, that the future tense versus the conditional future is a different sound. It's a wider sound. So like, I will go is j'irai. Okay. Oh, we got a Russian here. We've got another Russian here today, another bot. I remember, you are a radical. I'm explaining to you how to pronounce different words, and he writes, you are a radical leftist. I've told you guys before, you can tell the fake accounts because they read off of talking point. Either they read off of talking points or they're literally fake accounts that have been created. And they're never related to the conversation. So they're always saying things that are inappropriate for the moment. So I'm telling you how to pronounce Mary. And he's going, you're a radical leftist. I'm a radical leftist in the way I pronounce the word Mary, or you're a fake account. Oops. Definitely not having anybody join us tonight. The council and council. Yeah, I say those the same way. Council and council. I'm trying to think. Your spellings are more relevant than ours. I'm trying to remember. I had read this on why like color had a U in British English and not in American or whatever. I don't remember now. Oh, hey, rat person. Good to see you. You have arrived. But yeah, so Mary, Mary, Mary was, oh, in French. So in French, I will go and I would go. One is, I will go is j'irai. I would go is j'irai. It was j'irai, j'irai versus j'irai. And it's an eh versus eh. Eh. And my French friend who speaks beautiful French, I mean, educated, beautiful French, he goes, that's not true. I said, oh, yes, it is. We learned it. And if you have to really hear it, but it's a subtle difference. And it's kind of hard to say. Like, j'irai, I will go, j'irai, j'irai, j'irai. And I may be pronouncing it more harshly because I'm a foreigner as well, meaning too much of a difference. But those kind of things are so hard. And Chinese, forget it, right? I mean, who knows? I've never studied Chinese, but my God, exactly, Sergio. Do I pronounce your name radically, Sergio? Tomorrow, maybe. I think maybe tomorrow because I'm not doing anything. Damien's going to come over for the afternoon, so maybe we'll both come on. I don't know if we'll do tomorrow night or whether we'll do tomorrow afternoon, but we'll do something. Yeah, I don't know. Americans always drop the E with DGE. Judgment. There's another word I thought too that we may drop the E. I don't know. Right, j'irai and j'irai. Oh, there you go. No, Giselle, are you French? Are you Francophone? You're right. That's exactly how you'd write it. J'irai and j'irai. It's almost the way, again, I'm a foreigner though. I'm not a Francophone. The way I learned the second one was almost between an A and an E. It was almost an A, but it was E versus E. J'irai, j'irai. You know what I mean? But you're right. It is kind of French Ontario, but it is kind of like the conditional is almost like the accent. I always forget which is circumflex and which is grave. I could never remember. But you're right. It is kind of the different. But am I right that you guys as well pronounce them a little bit different? I will go and I would go. Excuse me. Oui. Okay. Cool. I have not been. I still need to go to. I mean, I've been like once briefly to Francophone Canada. We were in Ottawa, and we went across the border, the line to eat in Gatineau, and it was fun because at the restaurant I got to order and stuff, and it was just kind of fun being able to speak French, but the accents are wild. It's funny as an American who studied in Paris. It's funny to hear the French Canadian accent in person because you're like, oh my God. And also as an American, it's even more interesting because your accent can be, it depends. Your accent can be a little American to because the Canadian accent and American accents are similar, but for vowels, right, some of your vowels are, right, the A, that kind of stuff. But to an American ear, it can almost sound like French Canadian has got a little bit of an American accent to the French, which is funny too. And I studied in Paris, so that on its own, I kind of listen and go, oh my God, it's so different. But I'm dying to go just because I want to go to Montreal anyway. And I'm told, what's the place that's even better? Is it Quebec City or something that people said is way better than Montreal? I've been told. That's okay. No, you know what it is? I often don't. No, your name, first of all, I always forget your last name. Your name almost looks like you'd be Portuguese instead of Latino. But it's funny, actually. I normally get on people's cases who take Spanish names and things and pronounce them correctly because I think it's weird. But to me, Sergio sounds weird in English because I've known a lot of Sergios. So like Sergio just sounds like such a bastardization that I don't like saying Sergio in English. So I'll say Sergio. But normally I get on people's cases because it annoys me when people go like, in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and you're like, okay, you're speaking American English. You don't need to say San Juan, Puerto Rico. It's a little weird. But it's Portugal. Okay, yeah. Well, so you'd even pronounce it differently anyway if you're Portuguese. would it be like Sergio or something? I'm guessing because I had studied Portuguese for a while, long time ago. But so I'm probably pronouncing it the Latin way anyway. So I'm screwing it up anyway. Poutine. I did get a poutine. It was okay, but maybe the restaurant was just kind of but it was an okay. Thank you, Just a Human. I do speak French. Can I speak French? Yes. What, you want me to speak French or what do you mean? Well, and you do the at least I remember in Brazil, the O's become kind of U's. So like Sergio, or I don't know whether it's who or Jew, but it's U for the O's, I recall, instead of O, which we do in Spanish. Un petit peu? Quoi? Moi? Bon. Ce que c'est difficile pour mon français, c'est que je parle pas beaucoup souvent. Donc, quand j'essaie de parler français dans un moment comme ça, c'est un peu difficile parce que, comme j'ai dit, ça fait beaucoup longtemps que je parle pas. Et aussi, j'ai pas un interlocuteur pour aider de me parler. C'est un peu plus facile en anglais d'improviser, mais en français, tout seul, ça peut être plus difficile. But that's my French. I mean, my French was super fluent. It's still fluent, but it was super fluent, which I did an interview with the French, a French magazine called Marianne back in 2008. It's online somewhere. It's really, I mean, that's the one I'm proud of because even we were talking about the American presidential election and blogging, and even that one I listened to and I go, holy shit, I spoke French well back then. But it was 2008. And it's less good now, but that one blows my. Google it, Marianne, the magazine, and Aravosis, and blogging or blogger or whatever, and you'll find it. And like I said, that was very good, but that one blew my mind because I was like, I can't speak like that now, which upsets me. Oh, there we go, the flame. But it upsets me because I don't want to lose my French. I'm not losing it per se, but it's still is. Where is this? I'm going to look and see. I'm sure I've got it on my computer, but I don't know if I'm going to find it. No, it's out there somewhere. It's not going to let me find it anyway. Hey, Carol, thank you for the gifts. Yeah, no, but you do have to use it or lose it. And I need to sort of get prepared again. I have to try again I've got to basically practice more. I don't know whether I use Duolingo more. I probably have to read my French news more, which is true. I do need to do that. Where is this? Actually, there was a link to this. Hold on. But I need to do that because that would be very cool. I want to keep it up, and I love languages anyway, so I definitely do not want to lose that. Yep. Where is this? Hold on. One moment. I'm looking here. Actually, I should have this anyway. Oh, no, I've got it on my LinkedIn. That's where I've got it. Hold on. It's annoying me just because I want to know that I have this thing. LinkedIn, although I'm probably not logged in as me just to be a pain in the ass. Really? Oh, continue with Google. Let's try. Oh, actually, that may work. Google Manager. All right, let's see if that works. Okay, it's being evil. Let's continue with Google. We'll try that instead. La, la, la. Okay, really? You're going to send me the text code? Don't be evil. Well, all right. This is annoying me now. You studied Russian for 7 years and lost most of it? No, don't do it. Well, again, Duolingo, cool. Oh, you're another one in Finland. I never remember who's in Finland. So you and Pedro are both in Finland. Cool. cool that you're both in Finland. Yeah, it's not going to let me, I don't think it's going to let me get into SMS or phone call. Didn't get it though. No. Oh, Yeah, no, it's not sending it at all. What's going on here? My sister thinks the nose is off for me. It might be. And the picture that could be Jimmy Carter. Hard to know. This is so annoying. Yeah, it's definitely not coming across here, and I don't know why. Where is this? I don't know. Very annoying. Verify your identity? You could try that. It could be annoying, though. Oh, my ID? Oh. No, we're not doing that then. Forget that. Anyway, I'll have to figure that out. It's being evil. It's being evil. What else is going on? What's the sanctions involved? Oh, thank you, Julius, for the gift. Sanctions involved in Russia and Iran interference in election? I don't even know. Now I don't know. I mean, there were things before, but now I don't even know what. And Trump is going to get rid of it all anyway, probably. Sergio says, I've forgotten most of my French, even though I've lived in the Congo for a few years. Oh, really? Those few phrases of Japanese from those audio, and I'm taking the grave. That's funny. Well, it's funny how, like, you study those dialogues and things that are always silly, except I remember the dialogues. Like in Russian, I remember several of my dialogues. Like the one that was funny was when I was in Soviet Union, and with a French, because I was living in France, it was with a French tour group, but 9 out of the 10 of us were Americans, which was very weird. But our tour guide was French speaking and not really English speaking because we were French. Like they did, the KGB did a bad job. They were like, oh, French group, give them a French speaker. 9 out of 10 of us were Americans. So we're speaking French to the Sputnik tour guide in the Soviet Union. And I had studied Russian for a year. My Russian sucked, but I had studied it, at this point, maybe 2 years ago, like a year or two ago. So even though I sucked at Russian, it had been a year ago that I studied a year of Russia. So I had a lot of vocabulary. And I was always late to the tour. And we're one of the last days, we're going downstairs to the bus, and there was a typical sort of working class Soviet bus driver, nice guy, but very blah, blah, blah. And the tour guide who was, Galia, who was with Sputnik, the tour, the sort of the Soviet tour company, but state tour company, which means spy, tour guide and spy. And I was late as always. I get on, I'm running to the bus. I get on, everyone else is there. And she says, Mr. Aravosis, you are always late. Or John. And I looked at her and I said, Luce pozna чем никогда, which in Russian is better late than never. That was one of the stupid expressions they made us learn. And it's funny because my Russian sucks, and it's even sucked back then. But I knew my expressions, and it was her jaw dropped because she's like Soviet spy lady, all of a sudden realizing that the 10 days I was there, I actually knew some Russian because they got to keep a bigger eye on you because they don't want you interacting with the Russians and stuff unless it's officially sanctioned. It's like North Korea now. North Korea is worse, but Russia was still, the Soviet Union was not great. But it was funny. Her jaw dropped, and she said, you speak Russian? And she said it in English. She goes, you speak Russian? And I said, немного, or no, немного, which is like, not much, which was also funny because it was like from another dialogue, немного, like я говорю немного по-русски was the expression. So it was very funny. I fucked with her, God. And it was great because they were Soviets. They were awful. So it was kind of fun screwing with them. Callum is asking if I'm doing a live. I am live now. Oh, now the LinkedIn code came across. Let's try this. All right, see if it lets me in. But it is so much fun screwing at the Russians. Not the Russians, the Soviets. Oh, Russians too, but the Soviets especially. Now where is this? I'm trying to see my little profile on LinkedIn. View profile. Here we go. I think I've got my little. Let's see if this is still live. I don't know if this is still live. Problem is too, like videos get. Oh no, the video is. Ooh, okay, hold on. Okay, just a second, because I'm very proud of myself in this. But
réputé aux États-Unis.
Also, I look young.
Le début des primaires, vous commentez tout ce qui a fait la
But my
campagne
French-
américaine. Quelle évolution vous avez pu remarquer depuis la première vague d'expansion des blocs politiques aux États-Unis en 2004, maintenant en 2008 avec l'élection présidentielle? Ouais, je crois que ce que s'est changé le plus, c'est qu'on n'est plus lié avec les partis politiques maintenant. Ça ne veut pas dire que les partis nous contrôlent, c'est pas ça. Mais je veux dire qu'on parle beaucoup plus avec les partis. On parle 10 personnes dans un coup de téléphone avec le leader du Sénat, avec le leader de House of Representatives qui sont démocrates maintenant. Donc, et on fait ça avec les blogueurs chaque mois, chaque 2 mois. Donc,
So yeah, that's why I say, like, I was very proud of it. Just it's good, but it's not that good now. That blows my mind. I listen to it and go, how did I speak that well? I've got to get it. Although I think that may have been I had a retinal detachment and got stuck in France for 3 months. And that may have been when I was stuck. Thank you, Kathy. So because I was there for 3 months, I mean, I lived a year in France, but because I was there for 3 months, I nailed my French. Well, I wasn't sure how to say House of Representatives. It's maybe chambre de députés, I guess, for Americans. So I just threw it in. I figured they'd know. But yeah, no, I'm very proud of having known French that well, but it also upsets me because it's not that good anymore. I mean, it's good, but it's not that good. And yes, you look that when it's 16 years ago, I looked younger. Yes. Thank you, Tiger. That was 16 years ago. But I'm very surprised that I was that, because it's hard. Like now, if I had to answer those questions off the cuff, I'd almost be translating in my head, whereas I didn't really have to translate there. Yeah. Anyway, my head movements. I don't even remember now, but you pick stuff up culturally. Like, well, one of the French things that always cracks me up is, which I still do occasionally. The year I was there, my mother, she was like, stop doing that. It's annoying. Because you got to go, like, I don't know. Is sort of, I don't know. Or I mean, there's a lot of other things it means, but I'll kind of go, it's not quite a spit. It's more like a raspberry, like a, but it's very common in France. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, no, I've got to get it back just to get it back. I don't want to lose my language. And my Italian was very fluent as well. And now it's rusty, which I don't like either. I want, I like being able to speak those languages. Although I've also got to start traveling again. I haven't traveled. I mean, finally last year I traveled, but I haven't traveled in so long. You're forecasted to get 2 inches of snow in Southwest Florida? Get out. Oh, that's funny. That's nice, though. It'll be a disaster. Stay home, but that's cool that you've got it, right? That's very cool. The lamp behind you got some space stuff going on? I'm not sure what you mean. What do you mean? I mean, the light is going to look brighter because of the way it works on here. I don't know if I touched it, maybe it, trying to see, like if I touch the lamp, no, still just as bad. Not sure. What do you mean by space stuff? 2 feet? Where are you, Carol? I don't remember. Yeah, the lamp is just a normal lamp, but it probably looks funky with the lighting here. Floridians in the snow, that would be a little scary, yes. You impulse bought an international flight to where? Yes, the recessed lights look like UFOs. It's New Jersey. They're coming. New York. Oh yeah. Well, New York, you're gonna get snow. Germany, go in time for the. Is it probably too late for the Christmas markets? That'd be too bad. Yeah, New York. Well, especially the lakefronts. Even New York City, when I lived there, got good snow. But I know Buffalo, like with the lakefront stuff, lake effect stuff is crazy for New York. Oh, I see. Oh, Callum is calling family because it's midnight back home, so they've all got to call each other and say happy. That's funny. They call each other to say Happy New Year. That's cute. I mean, I guess my mom was into that. I feel like New Year's is a fake holiday, but Hey, Courtney, not doing really much of a Ukraine update today because it's a holiday-ish. And I sort of had a little procedure this morning. I was kind of like not in any mood to to spend reading the news all day. So I decided we would do a hangout tonight, which we've been doing, just shooting the breeze. Oh God, I totally forgot the auctions. So we're doing auctions again. The auctions benefit Ukraine. They also benefit me because I do this full time. I didn't even hit you guys up tonight. Since we're doing a casual show, I didn't even hit you up for the gifts, but I do this full time. So your gifts are my income, blah, blah, blah. And one of the ways I do this to help myself, but also to help Ukraine, we've been doing auctions now for 2+ years. And the auction items, most of it's from Ukraine, not always. And 50% of the proceeds I send back to Ukraine, 50% go to me to help me pay for doing this. But we've got a number of things that were up tomorrow, and I've extended them one day because it kind of hit me. I've got auctions ending on New Year's Day. Like, I'm just a little afraid people may not be around like at all. And because yesterday I didn't do a show, it like there's been almost no chance to showcase the auction items. So I moved all the auctions to tomorrow night, Thursday night. 2 nights. 2 nights from now. Thank you, Laka. 2 nights. You bid on some, so I'm going to make sure you know this, Laka. I moved the auction and the auctions end Thursday night, American time, all between 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever. But I want to show you a few of the things because we do have very cool things. I mean, this is one of the coolest, really. Somebody bid on this today, which I was very glad. It actually goes with my Christmas tree. It is a Ukrainian, Callum said this would be, I thought artillery, he said no, mortar. This is a mortar shell casing. It's like thick cardboard. It's stored, I guess, Ukrainian mortar shells, and they drew on it a saint-like figure, or they painted a saint-like figure wearing the Ukrainian flag and Ukrainian colors on her face and drawing her like a saint. Kind of referencing the St. Javelin fundraising people to some degree. But I think this is really cool. And it's big, as you can see next to me. It's about 20 inches tall. Very cool. But that one, we've got a kind of an interesting calendar that, is he still here? Is Klaus still here? Dutch Cossack? Dutch Cossack created some really beautiful, that's what I mean. The artist is also really good. Yeah. Like you can tell it's somebody who knew what they were doing. So we're auctioning that off from Ukraine. And again, it's cool because it's Ukrainian military. It's a war, what do you call it? War trench art, as they call it. This is very funny. This is a calendar that Dutch Cossack made as a fundraiser for Ukraine. And it's sort of all AI generated Ukrainian warriors. So it's Ukrainian women dressed like they're going to Valhalla, but dressed like in patriotic Ukrainian, but also a little bit straight guy. Well, I guess it could be straight guy or gay woman, maybe. Kind of, that would be like Tulsi Gabbard, I guess. But you can see like it's sort of AI-ish, but it's again, it's not my taste, obviously, but it's kind of funky. It's definitely like it's kind of funky. Anyway, Marie's Ukrainian and she likes it. So it has the seal of approval. Actually, Klaus, I don't know if he's still here. He was here earlier tonight. He will be glad you said that, Marie. Thank you. So that is up for auction. Kind of a cool thing. We've got, actually, 2 more t-shirts. 2 more t-shirts. These are t-shirts. We have only left is medium and triple XL. These are t-shirts that Vlad. Actually, I'm going to make sure here. I always like check these things just to make sure. One moment. Discord. I'm saying it with a French accent. Discord. Yes, the camo tee. Yep, we've got medium and medium and triple XL. So we've got mediums and XXXL. I don't know, Marie, I have to see. I've got at least two calendars. I don't know if I have more. I have at least 2. This is a shirt that Vlad had made, my friend Vlad in Ukraine, for the volunteers who are making the camouflage nets for the Ukrainian military. We've been fundraising to help them, over the past couple of years, to help them make the nets. The nets are not cheap. And the shirt is kind of cool because it's a camouflage shirt. It's a blue. I don't know if the color comes across. It's kind of The blue is a little more intense, I would say, a little prettier blue than it looks on camera. What's fun is the logo in Ukrainian says Moskovalna Sotnya, which I believe is like the camouflage 100 or the masking 100. It's a name that Vlad gave the camouflage net makers, volunteers. Below it says Harkovu Mir, which is the charity that that is organizing it, and it's a bunch of spiders building a net. Gray and black, it's definitely not gray and black. It's definitely blue. I can turn on, let me turn the overhead light and see, but I don't know if it's going to show you well. Actually, where you can see the best, I don't know if this is any better. Is it still gray? It's probably still gray and black, yeah. You can get a much better look at it. These are over at Discord. And if you go to Discord, I've got a video up, and the video, I think, does a, yeah, I'm looking right now. The video, the picture's disappeared again. Son of a bitch. I've got to tell Syndicate about this. The picture's disappeared again. The auction keeps losing the pictures. It's blue. If you go and check out the video, you'll get a better sense of the blue. It's a nicer blue. It may still be a little bit of an ice blue, but it's check out the video on the auction. You'll see, and you're going to go, oh, okay, I see. But yes, I've got to tell Syndicate that this auction thing keeps getting rid of the pictures, which is annoying me. This is kind of funky. Vlad picked these up in Ukraine. They're Bayraktar set. See blue area. The Bayraktar is the Turkish drone the Ukrainians use to very good effect against the Russians. And it is, though it's not a Lego, it's, how would you call this? I will show you. The pieces are like you poke out the pieces and put them together, and it makes a kit, right? So you can see the back where where it comes apart, and it's like, so it puts them. It's not terribly difficult, but there you go. But it's kind of cool. What do you call a model? It's kind of a model kit, but it's not a ton of pieces though. You can see there's, I don't even know, 10, 12 pieces on one side, and the other side has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably about 12 on each side. So there's 24 pieces. And it makes, the thing that makes me laugh though, is the instructions are in Ukrainian, which is not terribly helpful. I mean, well, you can use Google to translate though. That's easy. Oh, I see. You can paint it. Oh, you can paint them. Oh, okay. This is not one of them, but it's showing examples of what some of the other ones look like when they're painted. So I see what you do. You put it together and then you can paint it if you want. That's what it is. Yeah, maybe it's a scale model. I mean, because the front just shows the drawing of it once it's put together. But I think it is a scale model. But it's all, the box is, it's from Ukraine. The manufacturer is from Kyiv. Now, what's cool is it literally is Ukrainian, which is kind of nice. The manufacturer is from Kyiv, because it says on the box, oops, 1 second here. It does have English on the box. Manufacturer's address in Kyiv, self-assembly model, finished parts are easily removable from the wooden board. The constructor is assembled according to the instructions. During the game, cute, meaning the building of it, you develop your imagination, fine motor skills, design skills, logic, and thinking. The detail are quite small, which is dangerous for the youngest children. Okay. That's cool. But yeah, made in Ukraine, which is kind of cool. So that's a fun thing. The auction over on Discord, if any of the mods are here, they can tell you, or I'll tell you in a second how to find Discord. A couple other things. We've got Ukraine-themed earrings from Carrie, who was it Made in Texas Treasures. She's a wonderful follower of ours for several years now, and Carrie has donated some of her jewelry. So this is a pair of earrings that she did based on a Vyshyvanka style, which is really nice. So thank you, Carrie, for those. So we're auctioning these off. Couple more things. The other stuff is 3 more things. Another Ukrainian bracelet. These are nice, and these are very popular because I believe it's leather. It's got a little piece on top too, but they're nice because they're, oops, try to get in focus there. They're nice because I think they're kind of unisex. Like I could see a woman or a guy, like a kind of a granola woman or a guy wearing these. but they're very nice with the Ukrainian trident, which is neat. 2 more things, a Ukrainian pin from Ukraine. So that's nice. It says Ukraine will win on the back. So from Ukraine, but the Ukrainian pin. And finally, a sticker of the dog, of Patron. Patron is the bomb-sniffing dog, Jack Russell, very famous in Ukraine. And he has, just super famous dog, but they've done a lot of stuff commemorating him. And this is a sticker commemorating Patron in like the military outfit with the Ukrainian flag on him. Oop, you can see, there you go, which is cute. And it says Ukraine will win or Ukrainian victory at the top in Ukrainian, which is cute. So that is it for the items this week. Do go check them out. Collector edition of Stalker 2. Oh, that's true. Stalker. Oh, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. Yeah, Stalker 2 is the Ukrainian game or whatever, right? Right? I should ask Vlad about that because Vlad's a good geek. I'm not familiar with Stalker, though. But I know when it came out, I heard like, oh, yeah, it's Ukrainian made or whatever. That's a good idea. Thank you, Sky, for the gifts. Oh, James, cool. Well, my cuttings for the planche, we're going to wait a few months until we're out of winter because I just worry about that. You know what I mean? But they've been doing fine in the water, so they'll do fine. But you mean the Christmas cactuses? Because that's what I've got for cuttings, if that's what you mean. Yeah, so for Discord, I don't know if we said on TikTok, all the auction items are on Discord. You can find it. My Discord community is free by going to my profile on TikTok, look for the Linktree link, the URL, click it. And if you're on a computer, just click it and you're fine. First thing that comes up, or one of the first things is Discord, click it, you go to Discord. If you're on a phone, the link doesn't work well on TikTok. TikTok being TikTok, you've got to go to my profile, find the Linktree link. On a phone, push and hold down the link until it brings up a pop-up that says accept invite or something. Click accept invite, and now you're fine. But you need to go to Discord, join my community. It's free, but you got to, verify that you're a human being, stuff like that. Oh, your girlfriend has a white one. I've got a white one as well. Hey, Denise. Hey, Deb Nellen. My white one, though, is almost... Oh, geez, it's a little wet. I just watered it. It's almost done flowering, though. You can see the white flowers. It did a lot of flowering when I was gone, which kind of bummed me out. I think my plants, hate me. They always pick when normally I'm gone for 6-7 weeks at Christmas and Thanksgiving. This time I'm gone for 1 week, and they picked the 1 week I was gone for peak flowering. And I'm like, come on, guys. How do you do this? And so, Happy New Year, Chuck, and to you. But yeah, so I do like Christmas cactus. And Dawn was saying she's got a really cool, which I was looking for, an Easter cactus, and an orange one, which I don't have because I wanted one of a different seed. But I've got a white, I've got the traditional purple, which is behind me, which is just getting ready to bloom, which is good because that'll be over the next few weeks. And then a beautiful orange sunset one that's not orange, but it's kind of a red orange. I would not call it red. Let me see. Yeah, this only has a couple flowers left. But if you can see, actually the color's accurate, I think. It's a reddish orange is all I can describe. It's not red, it's not orange. It's kind of orange, but I would call it reddish orange. But it's very cool. It didn't flower too much. That usually it flowers really well. This year it didn't flower as much. But they are very pretty. Do you pinch the ends of your Christmas cactus in October? I do pinch the ends. Usually I do it in the summer. I didn't know October was a thing. I think my concern about October is you're getting close to flowering, and I fear if I pinch them, I would worry that you may screw up the flowering. That would be my concern. Oh, you did get a cutting. Oh, good. You're one of the ones that got the cutting. That's what I thought. I'm not surprised it didn't bloom, though, because it's still young. Actually, it probably is better for it not to bloom the first year. But depending which cutting is it, though? Is it of the traditional old plant? Is it the tricky orange red one that I've got? Because that one blooms easily, but you can rot out the soil easily. The traditional one, a little harder to rot out the soil, but harder to bloom. So it's the old plant is a little, and again, that is the traditional Christmas cactus. That can be tricky to bloom. I find with that one, I've got to put it next to a cold window, touching the window it likes, and then you, after a few weeks, turn it. Also, I put it outside in the fall, not freezing, but it can easily get down to 40 degrees and be fine, even upper 30s and be fine. And I give it 6 weeks of cold temperature. So not as long as it's getting down to 50 degrees, you're probably pretty good at night in the fall. And you want a good 6 weeks of that, and that will help set buds. Because like I said, mine next to the window has got lots. It's not bad. It could use more buds. But it's not bad. I mean, the one time that went crazy on that plant was when I was living in New York, and my window, remember my great window that I have I had in New York, overlooking the sea, the East River, and overlooking Manhattan. That window had my Christmas cactus loved it because it would get like 5 months of sun and then 7 months of not sun but indirect light. So the winter was darker and the window itself was cold. This plant exploded like it's never exploded before. And it's never done it since for me. And this is the old traditional original Christmas cactus. Let me pull this up. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Actually, I may have to, you know what I'm going to do? Let me pull up my favorites because I know it's in my favorites. There we go. That's better. Oops. Hello. Actually, we went to the National Zoo last night, and the lights, it was the zoo lights. They were amazing. I was really surprised. They were way better than I expected. I mean, really, really good. So I highly recommend that for anybody who is interested. Oh, here we go. This is, yeah. And well, here, I'll do that. And of course, you got a good shot. So this is Sasha, and it's the good shot of Manhattan behind. But this is what that old plant did in my place in New York. I mean, and of course, look at the view. I mean, I really am so upset about not having that view anymore. But that plant exploded on me. And of course, the entire plant looked like that. Only in that spot did it do that because the light was such a drastic change. And I'm guessing the temperature with the window, but I've never had that plant explode like that. It was just, I mean, wow. So yeah, they're funny, but this year, none of them did as well. I think because our weather was warmer. It got weird this year. They're doing okay, but the sunset one should explode. Well, the sun in those windows, the funny thing is I would get sunlight for 5 months because I was facing northwest. I was facing north with an edge of west. So I would get 5 months of sunlight coming into the apartment and then 7 months of sunlight not coming in the apartment. But the Christmas cactuses loved it because I guess indirect light's enough anyway. And the other thing was my, what do you call it? Mother-in-law's tongue. Is it not Schomburgia? That's a Christmas cactus. What do we call mother-in-law's tongue? Snake plant. Or is snake plant the same as mother-in-law's tongue? No, it's not a snake plant. That's a mother-in-law's tongue. Whatever the plant's actually called when you're being PC. Not this plant, the one I had in, thank you, KT, for the gift. The one I had in New York, of course, was huge. I bought it. This Greek guy, this Greek florist that I went had, they're the same. Snake plant is, okay. Sansevieria, there you go. Yep, the snake plant. The Greek florist in New York had these pots of these that were full 100% for like $15 or $20. I mean, it was ridiculous. This pot was like this big, and it was full with all plants. So it must have had 20 different stalks. I gave it away when I moved because it was too much trouble. It was too heavy to pack. But I bought this one here, which is okay. He's small though. My plant in New York, because of that window, it would flower. And I told my mom, and she goes, "They don't flower." I was like, "Mom, the thing flowered." I then Googled online, and I think even the Wikipedia entry claimed they don't flower. And I was like, "Oh, I've got news for you." They not only flower, they're little flowers that remind you like, what's the little, are they lilacs? What's the little flowers that look like little bells, right? They're very small. They're white. And the worst part, though, and they're on like a stalk, is they smell like lilies. And it's a night scent flower. The flowers will last for a long time. During the day, the flowers smell like nothing. At night, the flowers smell like lilies and fill up your entire room. Lily of the Valley, maybe that's it. It was crazy, these things. But again, during the day, the flowers smelled like nothing. At night, and the problem was I had to cut the flowers off because of my allergies, the flowers were so strong, I couldn't breathe. They filled up my apartment at night. It was crazy. And again, no one, like everyone I Googled is like, well, some people say they flower rarely. This damn thing wouldn't stop flowering on me. It was the funniest damn thing. But again, that corner was like the magic window in New York. It was just crazy. Anyway, but the best part was, like I said, amazing that at night it would give off the scent, and then during the day it would cut off the scent entirely. So it must one assumes it uses like night insects or whatever to pollinate or whatever. Very fun. I love plants. I think they're fascinating. Oh, you flew up there to see Kathy Griffin. Oh, yeah, Gunther. I saw. We're Kathy and I are TikTok and Twitter friends, but she's still not come on. She said she was going to come on the show and then got busy and everything else. But I'm still going to hit up Kathy for this. But so Kathy's my Twitter friend, which is kind of fun. But I saw on her account that she was going, American comedian, that she was going to be at the Chicago Theater. Yeah, because she posted a picture of the theater and stuff. I know I would meet you if I was there, but it's just harder now because I stay with my sisters. So it's when I go to mom, I would stay 7 weeks. Because you're not imposing on mom. I think she'd like to have me around. But it's hard with family. You can't just stay for 7 weeks with people, and it's uncomfortable because you're living out of a suitcase for for weeks at a time. Sword of Saint Jorge. That's funny. I've got one. You mean so you're saying, Sergio, this one, the snake plant? You mean you call swords of Saint Jorge? Oh, that's funny. We call it either a snake plant, like a snake, or mother-in-law's tongue. The tongue of the mother-in-law, because burp, 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 burp. Right? It's a horrible name, but it's also a very funny name. That's funny. Yeah. She does need to come on the show. Well, she was, again, I wasn't going to push her because she had said yes at one point, and then when she sort of got over her ban, she became so popular again that she's been crazy busy. So I may still hit her up again and go, hey, think about it. Actually, I will say this at the time. At the time, she did say to me, I'm just not sure TikTok. I don't know if TikTok, I don't know that that's going to get me much. And I was like, you should do TikTok. I think you'd be great. She's great on TikTok. I think she's fast. I really like her. I find her fascinating on TikTok, Kathy Griffin. Paula, the mother-in-law's tongue. I did not know. I don't know if I knew that the mother-in-law tongues are supposed to help with the air. Now I know I've got a peace plant that supposedly helps with the air as well. No, it's nice. It's a very slow grower, which annoys me because it's very slow. Again, the one in New York also grew faster, but also it was freaky. It was probably 3 times the number of stalks of this one. I've had spider plants. Yes, straight art. My mom did too. I actually have had spider plants. They grow really easily. They're very pretty. They get a little out of control. But spider plants are very easy. You just get cuttings of them. Don't buy them. You can buy them if you have to. But they grow fast and they grow big. And they're very pretty to kind of hang. Thank you, Christina. And easy to do, cuttings off of because all those shoots get little roots on them. They're very easy. It's supposed to clean the air, for real. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I always thought that was a wives' tale, a mother-in-law's tale. I didn't know that was an actual thing. Thank you, Christina and PPF and B Palmatier for the glasses. But yes, snake plants do flower, Tree. As I discovered, no one believed me. Mine wouldn't stop flowering. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. They did a NASA study on spider plants as well. They clean indoor pollution by 99% by 48 hours. Get out of here. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't know that. That's very interesting. But spider plants, not snake plants. You're in ALC, you're saying that one's about spider plants too. Yeah, I just don't want more. I mean, I like the plants I've got. I don't want more. Like in the back, I've got my geraniums that are going to go out in the spring. Oops. On YouTube, they're here. On TikTok, they're here. I've got an African violet back here, which for you guys is all the way on YouTube, or TikTok, it's all the way back here. I've also got my African violets here on the floor next to me that are a couple different ones from my mom that are doing very well. African violets I do well with. Spider plants, okay, interesting. But I like plants, but I've got like enough indoors for now. I don't want to go crazy with my plants. Anyway, and let me just say again how much I'm loving my new TV. It's Hisense is the brand, Hisense. Oh my God. It was more expensive than I looked at the cheap TLC and I hated the color, couldn't get it right. Thank you, Dinlas. After a month, you guys were like, and it also kept glitching with Google and stuff, and you guys were like, return it, but couldn't get the color right. I Googled everything. Nothing helped. This TV, I Googled color recommendations, and honestly, they weren't that helpful. I did my own with it and immediately was able to get various colors that I really liked. So I mean, it's beautiful. It's bright. The colors are beautiful. I'm absolutely loving this TV. And now I'm in the process of canceling my cable TV, which I'll do in the next week, which will be nice. And I'm signed up for YouTube TV. And now I'm going to change my phone plan too, because my stupid cell phone, I'm paying like $92 a month for Verizon for a cell phone, which is insane. Absolutely insane. Thank you, Dinlas. The fridge is still okay. Yeah, fridge is working, so knock on wood. Yeah, Robert, my Hisense is it's got enough detail, which I like, much more than the TLC, as far as details for color and stuff. And I've been able to get it beautiful. Like on every network, on YouTube TV, on Netflix, on Prime TV, on each of them, or cable, which I have right now, but I'm getting rid of, each of them I've been able to tweak and make it beautiful. And the TV I bought before, forget it. Even my old TV, it wasn't as good on the pay services as it was like on cable, and you could only change it one way. You couldn't have it save your Netflix savings different from your Prime Video settings, different from your cable TV settings, different from your YouTube TV settings. Now you can, which is nice. But yeah, the YouTube TV too, I've been very shocked. I mean, it's got all the channels practically, so no, I'm going to call Comcast next week and cut it. You're old. It's too small for you to see across the room. It's 65 inches. I get it's this big. It's off though, so you wouldn't be able to tell. Yeah, Robert, a friend years ago gave me the CD DVD. The problem is, who has CDs or DVDs anymore? You know what I mean? I don't have a DVD, and I couldn't figure out how to make it work. He got me one of those, and it was this whole weird thing with patterns and everything. I couldn't figure it out. But honestly, I think my coloring's pretty damn good. I would be almost afraid of changing it now because I've got it pretty damn good. Oh, Jen, you cut yours 5 years ago. Wow, the cable. Yeah, I'm there, and I'm looking around at cell plans. A little nervous, but I'm like $92 for my Verizon cell phone when it's just a simple normal plan, and I don't use a ton of data. I use probably 3 gigs of data a month. It's ridiculous. So I'm looking around. I'm going to at least cut the bill in half. I don't know. I don't think I want to do Xfinity. I'm going to I'm looking at T-Mobile. What's it called? The not community. What do they call it? T-Mobile. I've got them named here. What are they? One sec. I'm going to T-Mobile Cricket. And the other one I'm looking at is, I keep saying criminal. It's not criminal. Some cell plan that starts with a C. Consumer Cellular. That's it. Consumer. No, just because I was looking at the ratings by Consumer Reports, and those 3 do very well. Like I said, T-Mobile, Cricket. Yeah, but Cricket works for old folks. It works, and it's cheap. You can get, if you pay a year in advance, you can get unlimited data for $23 a month. Why would you not do that? Right? $23 a month. So thank you, Crazy American. So I don't know. I've got I have to figure it out though, because like Cricket doesn't, I don't think Cricket offers you a trade-in. T-Mobile offers you a good trade-in. T-Mobile's bill is more though. T-Mobile might be $45 a month, right? You know, consumer might be 25 or 35. Cricket's 20, 23. Consumer may offer you some trade-in. The whole thing's like confusing me a little bit at the moment. You know, so I'm granted getting down to 45 would still be huge because I'm paying 92, but getting down to 23 would be pretty cool too. I have to say. But yeah, people are very happy with Cricket and they're very happy with consumer cellular as well. That's part of what I'm looking at is the the reviews for how well they're liking it. So we'll see. But yeah, my nephew's got T-Mobile. He's loved it. You know, like I said, I think the trade-in value might be $800 for I think it might be $800, and my phone's 2 years old. Now I've got to see because Verizon's going to charge me $300 if I leave, all that kind of crap. I've got to talk to T-Mobile and see will they help out, but we'll see. Yeah, 92 or 95 a month is what I'm paying. Are you paying the same? Yeah or ja? Which is bullshit. There's no reason to pay that because I also don't need unlimited data. Like I said, I use like 3 gigs a month. You know, it's not a matter of taking the phone with me. What Verizon did that was kind of shitty, the trade-in on the phone thing, they pay you over 3 years instead of 2 years, which I remember when they did it. And I thought that's a shitty thing to do because my previous times were 2 years and they're doing 3 years to try to screw you exactly this. So if you want to get a new phone, you want to get whatever, you've got to pay $300 for it. So one more reason why Verizon can go F itself, as far as I'm concerned. I'm just no more with Verizon. I may be stuck with them for my internet because Verizon, I'm getting 80 to 100 upload speeds with the other internet in town, Fios and RCN, Astound. They only have 50 upload speeds, and I'm a little nervous about this. My phone is unlocked, yeah, and it uses an eSIM. So I'm a little nervous about, you know, I mean, people get Google Fi. Can you get Google Fi on an Apple phone? Go see it. Bye, Nick. Good to see you. You know? Oh, I'm already looking at I've got T-Mobile, Consumer, and Cricket are the 3 I'm giving serious attention to based on the ratings. Spectrum, we don't have. No, we've got literally from Fios, Astound, which was RCN, and Verizon. No, Xfinity, excuse me, Xfinity are the, sorry. I'm talking about internet. I'm sorry. Cell phone, is Spectrum a cell phone thing? I don't know what that is. Google Fi. Yeah, I mean, I just don't, normally I use 2.5 to 3.5 gigs of data. I don't use data. I'm at home all day on Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? Oh, for internet, we don't. No, we only have those 3 for internet. But there is no T-Mobile internet here unless it's some satellite thing or something. But we don't have that on my building. No UN story. Nope. Russell, good try though. Good try. I have to think of more crazy shit from the UN, but it was all so freaking evil. God, horrible people. I hope Trump just defunds the whole lot of them, to be honest. For unlimited talk, text, and data, you pay $80 a month for 2 phones. Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's your Google Fi. I mean, but can I do Google Fi on an Apple phone? An iPhone? I thought maybe it was just Google or something. A Russia story? I've got to think of Russia stories. I don't know. I'd have to think of the other. I don't know if I've got other like crazy Russia stories. The only one, well, unlimited data gets downgraded to 3G after you use 30. Yeah, but I don't use 30 gigs. I use, well, if we're talking phone again versus my phone, I use 3 gigs a month. I will, okay, you know, I'll let me write a note in my notes. I'm not gonna do it tonight because this was a lot of work. You know, trying to get the trying to figure out the plans was so much work. Where is this Xfinity? I'm also going to say, all right, check out Google-Fi. My only fear is like if I'm traveling or something, would I use more data? Then I just don't know. That I worry about a little bit. Don't know, Annie. I don't know. A John memoir. I know. I should have. Well, I never kept a diary because when I was growing up working in DC, it was made very clear to you that you do not keep diaries in this town, or they will get subpoenaed if you work for the government. And this was something on West Wing. It was real. I mean, that absolutely positively would happen. If anybody who got into any kind of trouble, they would subpoena your diary. And I was like, I'm not freaking keeping a diary. I do remember a lot anyway, but I really wish I'd kept a diary of all this stuff because my God, there's so, there are so many things that would be neat if I had that. But what do you do? Google-Fi has international data. You could buy 50 gigs for 30 days for 50. That's not a great price. 15. Oh, no, that's not true. 15 gigs for 50 might be okay. Yeah. I use, when I went to Indonesia and Singapore, I think you guys recommended it, the very popular eSIM service that everybody uses internationally. It made me the most popular one. Some of you will know what I'm talking about. I'll recognize the name. It's very good. Yeah, I don't know about the diary exactly. Oh, Paula has to go pick up her very drunk daughter from a pub. That's okay, Paula. I mean, I'm going to sign off shortly. We've been doing this an hour and 45 minutes. Not Lyco. May started with an A. I think it started with an A. I don't think it's in my phone anymore. It might be there. I mean, I had deleted it. Exactly. Yeah, if you Google, there's only a couple services that are like the top services. This is one of them. And I can look again and just see for fun. Where is this? Where is this? Let me see. Top eSIM International. All right. Like I said, it'll come up because there's a few of them. Aralo. Aralo is widely considered the best international eSIM provider according to Google's AI. AIRALO. That's the one. Yep. Very good. I mean, very good. And they've got country by country. They've got region. So since I was going to Singapore and Indonesia and stopping over in Taiwan, I got the Asia package, which was much easier because we spent, a week in Singapore, probably in a week in Indonesia, or 10 days in Indonesia, whatever, that I was able to use. I got the Asia plan, which meant my phone also worked in Taiwan when I had a layover for 2 hours. So really great service. Perfect. I mean, my data was fabulous. It was great. But you do use more data than you realize. I think I ended up using 6 or 7 gigs or 8 gigs for 2 weeks, which was more than I thought I would. Maria, you're not able to get into Discord for the auction? I really liked it. I'm in DC now. Yes. I moved. I mean, I lived in DC, but I was in Chicago for many months. I'm in DC again now. Happy New Year in Sweden, Alicia. You can't get on? Ugh, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, maybe try on a computer and not your phone. That's one issue that can happen. And then once you're on the computer, then you just log in on the phone and you're fine. But I would maybe try that tomorrow. That might be easier if you got a computer. Hey, Andrea, in Colorado. Oh, okay, early Happy New Year from Colorado, but Happy New Year. We do say it early here. People in the building were saying it to each other today. Your next door neighbor has a jungle that wants more. I mean, I do love lots of plants, but I had tons of orchids and things before. So I'm trying to downsize. I mean, not downsize, but I've got just enough. I'm happy with my plants. I don't feel like my apartment is that big. It's like a little over 900 square feet, which is maybe 8 meters squared, I think, which is okay. I mean, for New York, it's big. For DC, it's big. But, okay, see you, Nathan. But it's not the biggest, If I had a home, then I would go plant crazy. Thoughts on Starlink? People say it works. I mean, the Ukrainians tell me it works very well. You know, it seems to be a good service. I hate giving money to Elon, but, you know, are you going to move home in 25 to Chicago? No, I don't see that happen. I mean, I don't see myself moving somewhere colder. I'm like, as I get older, I'm like, I don't want to move somewhere that's that cold. I want to move somewhere warm. Honestly, I also want to move somewhere fun. Like New York is the one city I would say, like Paris, that I've lived in where I loved walking around because everything was interesting and different. I felt I'm a photographer, and I would always get inspired to take photos of things in New York. I don't get inspired to take photos of things in DC. Paris, I always got inspired. And Paris was interesting, all the different things I'd see. And New York was the same way. New York is just very expensive, which I don't like. And I don't love like DC's politics is so liberal. It's kind of bullshit. It's a lot of crime problems and other things in the city because the government's just way too liberal. New York City is more liberal than DC. I don't know if the politics is more liberal. It depends. The activists are way more liberal. Like New York is a little too liberal for me, to be honest. But you know, it's tough. I don't know. Florida, you know, I don't love the Republican thing in Florida. Who knows, right? And the hurricane thing isn't great. California, I don't know. I've been to California, but I don't know California. I've never lived there. And I worry about the taxes in California are crazy too. And I just don't know California. You know? Yeah, but I've lived here too long, Tom. I'm just bored of it. That's the problem. I've lived in DC for 40 years. I'm just not inspired by anything anymore when I see stuff. No, new neighborhoods, yes. I went by the Union Market neighborhood. Oh my God, that got nice. This weekend, I was jealous as hell. That reminded me of New York or Chicago. Oh my God. You know? Yeah, California is run by Democrats, but you could go to Florida and have it run by Republicans and literally try to kill you when an epidemic comes out. So, you know, I don't love the liberal Democrats running things, but the Republicans are crazy. So, like, I mean, at least the Democrats aren't trying to kill me. That COVID thing was ridiculous with what Republicans did, you know? You got burned out in DC. Interesting. I never liked the town. I've been here for work, and then you're kind of stuck here. But I've never liked DC. I liked New York. Had its down. Working in New York was not easy, but I liked New York. I liked the culture. Thank you, Marsha. You know, I started getting New York too. What I started getting was, lots of gifts, Marsha. Thank you. I got on some list, and I don't remember how. Oh, because my political blog. I think because of my blog. I started doing my blog again when I left the UN, and Broadway found me. And 2 or 3 times a year, I would get free Broadway tickets to a new show, and it was a good show. Like, I mean, that was pretty freaking cool. A couple times a year, and that was pretty neat. And I mean, to live in New York, and I would keep doing the blog, and you review Broadway shows. To be able to go to a couple Broadway shows a year for free was freaking cool. So there were things in New York, and I like going to Broadway shows. I never did as a kid. Like I like Broadway shows now. There's just a lot in New York that I like the sense of style. Again, it's changing. You know, you're getting a lot of newbies, which is different. But it is too expensive. Yeah, my apartment that I showed you with my view of the river and the United Nations was when I left 10 years ago. 8 years ago, my apartment was going for $3,500. It was a 700 square foot apartment. So 60 meters squared, maybe. $3,500 8 years ago. And I couldn't justify that. I was like, too much. But if I wanted to move way farther away, I could save money. But then I was like, why the hell do I want to live in the middle of Queens? Like, I'm going to live in some basically suburb? Like, what's the point? Right? Then I might as well live somewhere else anyway. I love New York. I really love New York. Michigan? I mean, I don't know Michigan. And it's cold. I'm being very negative. But it's very, I don't know that I want to move somewhere cold. It's cold enough here. 8 years ago, you made the mistake of moving back to your hometown, Ithaca, New York. Why is that a mistake? Just curious. But I mean, New York is cold, which I don't like. I would love moving somewhere warmer. I told my nephew, one of the nephews lives with his family in Arizona. My sister's moving there. Arizona's like the opposite. Like you go from Chicago, where it's in Michigan and New York that are too cold, to Arizona, where it's 120 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think is 47 Celsius. I think. Alexa, what is 120 Fahrenheit in Celsius?
120 degrees Fahrenheit is about 48.9 degrees Celsius.
Oh, 49 degrees Celsius. They get that. That's the temperature in the summer. 49 Celsius is 120 degrees. It's insane. She got it right, though. It's insane. Thank you, Marsha, for the gift. It's crazy. The move from New York to DC was I quit the UN. I was still living in New York. I was paying super high rents. Everything else wasn't so expensive. The rent was taxes were very expensive, even though DC is bad too. And my rent was very expensive. Oh, your Theo, yours went off too. The rents are just crazy, and because the taxes too. The rent alone, I'm saving. When I moved here with my mortgage and property taxes, everything else, I'm saving. What am I saving? Oh no, it's cheaper than that. Right. I'm saving $1,300 a month as of 8 years ago. Now it's probably worse. But I moved here and my rent dropped. No, not 1,000, 1,300. 1,300 a month. My rent dropped when I moved back to DC because I own my place. 1,300 a month. That's 13,000 plus 26,000. That's almost $16,000 a year I saved by moving back to DC. I was like, okay, that's real. But I like New York. I do like New York. It's cold, but Damien and I were talking about it. I was like, Damien, because he's lived there a lot. It was like, we may have to move back to New York. Maybe if I hit the lottery or crypto goes crazy, I can afford New York. It's just, but it's expensive. What do you do? That's the problem. Yeah, you got a 1,200 square foot townhouse. It would be crazy expensive. Apartments are crazy expensive in New York. To buy a place now, right? Oregon, yeah. Rochester is too old. New York City is a lot of fun though. The culture. I went to a pillow fight. I forget what season it was, but they had a huge pillow fight in Washington. What's it called? Washington Park? Washington Square Park. Yeah. They do a pillow fight every year of like hundreds of people. That was fun. Every Easter, they do an Easter bonnet pageant outside the Catholic Church on the street, and everybody parades in their Easter bonnets. I went to that one year. That was just hilarious. There's just so much stuff like that is so New York that I loved. The food, the diners, all the specialty stores, the Italian specialty stores. Oh my God, really, really, a lot of neat things. I like the people. I hated working with the people, but I liked the people. People on the street, I enjoyed. Oh, there she is. She's moving around. Missy's moving around. It's just, yeah, the expense is a lot for New York, but who knows? Who knows? A warmer city with good shows. The problem is New York. New York's like Paris. It has the culture too. Yeah. I've got friends in New York I can visit and stuff, but I don't know. I just hate DC. And honestly, it's not safe here. It's never been safe here. I don't feel safe. I can't walk my dog at night because it's not safe. I can't walk myself at night. It's not safe where I live. And I live in like a nice neighborhood. I live in Adams Morgan, which is like a nice neighborhood. It's really not safe at night. I just, I do love Chicago. I just haven't lived there in forever. So, and now it's hard as you get older. I hate to be negative with everything, but it's hard as you get older. Oh my God, you can hear her drinking from here? That's funny, Carol. That's funny. I'm surprised my microphone is usually more directional. You could hear her, her chain hitting the bowl. It's crazy cold in Chicago. Yeah. Why keep voting for Democratic policy? It's unsafe because Republicans tried to kill me with COVID. And, they're crazy. They tried to violently overthrow the government. They voted for convicted felon. Well, but forget that. They tried to kill us during COVID. That is a deal breaker for me. I am not going to elect somebody to be the head of my state, the head of my city, the head of my country, who literally tried to kill me 4 years ago. That ain't going to happen. 5 years ago. Give me the dog a little more water here. 1 second. That's why. Right. I am not thrilled about liberal Democratic administrations personally, because I'm not a liberal Democrat on many things. But the Republican Party's gone nuts. And, moderate Republican in a town, maybe. Again, a moderate Republican, I would consider. Like for mayor or something, sure. Even a governor in a state, if he were normal. But these MAGA people, forget it. There'd be zero. Florida with DeSantis, he's crazy. And he's got that lunatic as the, what do you call it? The state surgeon general, who's the chief health guy in Florida. He's crazy. The COVID situation isn't being exaggerated at all. This pisses me off on the COVID thing. I'm sorry, but you guys want to rewrite history. You guys, at the same time that you convinced half the country not to take vaccines, you then want to take credit for the vaccine. And this is part of the disinformation bullshit that Republicans do now that pisses me off, right? Oh, we made the vaccine under Trump, and it's also the vaccine that you've spent the last 5 years convincing people not to take. So which one is it? Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. You people are still, and I don't mean to get on your case, but Republicans, I saw it this week. I saw somebody bitching about the COVID vaccine again. And it was that stupid Tim Pool, the guy that got the money from the Russians, who's a big influencer on the right, huge influencer. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, hold on. Because I mentioned vaccines, they pulled my live access, which is cute. Usually it comes back immediately. Let's see. Can you believe this? I mentioned vaccines and they pulled my live access for vaccination. That kind of blows my mind. I just want to see, because these little fuckers. Let's see. Usually the appeal comes almost immediately. So I'm not going to go ballistic yet. But they're such motherfuckers with this stuff. Drives me crazy. Usually it's pretty quick. But this is TikTok. Yeah, TikTok pulled my access. They canceled the show. They pulled my access again. This is the freaky part with TikTok. I mentioned vaccines. And they canceled the show. And I literally said what they did, right? Misinformation. What did I say that was misinformation? But again, if it comes back immediately, I'm going to be less annoyed, because sometimes they check the appeals immediately. I've learned that with them, that sometimes, okay, I'm not going to get pissed off yet. Because of a violation of misinformation violation. These people are just amazing. Misinformation violation. No, they're just so insane with this. Unbelievable. I fucking hate TikTok. They really do need to be. It's not because I said bullshit. They're claiming misinformation because I mentioned vaccines. And I mentioned what the Republicans did on vaccines, which was true, right? They took credit for the vaccines, and at the same time, they tried to convince people they're bad. That got me banned. No, the problem is that that TikTok, and TikTok denies this, but of course it's true. TikTok has clearly an automatic thing that bans you if enough people complain. Clearly. And they totally claim they don't. And it's like, oh, please. We know this is the case. Not approved. Oh my fucking God. They banned me for a week. They banned me for a fucking week. I'm just so fucking over this crap. I am so over. They banned me for a fucking week from going live. And I'm getting a warning. And a warning against my account. Honestly, they should be fucking banned. I'm so fucking tired of these people. Wow. Wow. Such fucking assholes. I mean, I'm just so fucking tired of this crap. I'm so fucking tired of this shit. Yeah, so TikTok just banned me for a week. What a fucking surprise. What a fucking surprise. You know what? I'm so fucking tired of this. I'm so fucking tired of these people. I am so fucking tired of these people. I really mean it. Like, there's a part of me that would not, I mean, even though it's most of my income, to see TikTok disappear, there's a part of me that's like, you know what? I mean, they're such fucking assholes. Hold on, I'm sending a note to the people who can possibly help me with this. So fucking tired of this. Hold on, I've got to see what the guy's name was. Oh, Ben. So tired of this. Hold on. My keyboard sucks on it. I'm going to actually go in a second because it has been, we've been doing this for 2 hours, but I can't fucking believe this. I'm so fucking tired of this. No, I just like, whatever. I mean, this is just, I'm so pissed about this crap. So fucking tired of these people. Anyway, you'd think they'd be less likely to do it, but again, they've got a bunch of moderators that are poorly trained, and some fucking moderator in Zimbabwe probably did it. Yeah. No, and they all the time. We've had people with death threats. It's not a violation. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely unbelievable. Yeah. No, it's sickening. It's absolutely sickening what they've done, what they allow. You know? It just so pisses me off. So fucking pisses me off. So now they're taking money away from me for another week. Big fucking surprise. I fucking hate them. God, I fucking hate them. So fucking hate them. I'm trying to edit this for stop it. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm going to go. It's already been 2 hours anyway. I can't fucking believe they did this. I can't fucking believe they did this to me again. And it's a warning in my account and all sorts of bullshit too. Again, and this is the problem with TikTok is the second I started talking about COVID, I kid you not, the second I started talking about COVID, I got worried in my head and said, are they going to come after me for this, even though I'm going to keep this totally accurate? And they banned me. I am not on YouTube. I am always censoring myself with political content on TikTok. Every fucking time I speak, I am censoring myself for you guys. I am always careful. Everything I say in the back of my head, I'm going, okay, I don't know if I can say that because of TikTok. That is why they're so dangerous, because it's that fucking dangerous how bad the censorship is on that platform, that it's making Americans scared of what political speech, and frankly, it's making people afraid of giving left-wing political speech. Right-wing political speech is allowed, but left-wing is not on TikTok. Again, death threats are allowed. This is not. I mean, anyway, fucking assholes. All right. Yeah, exactly. And of course, everyone, that's the other thing too, right? But you're still subscribers for a week. I mean, the whole fucking thing. God, I hate them. I fucking hate them. Anyway, all right, guys. Have a good night. Oh my God, I fucking hate them. Yeah, let's go to bed. Let's go to whatever. But I'll talk to you guys. Well, you know what? I'll be doing shows on here. You know what? We've got to start building up the shows elsewhere anyway, just in case. But it just blows my mind. Blows my mind. Anyway, all right, guys, have a good night. Like I said, tomorrow then, maybe we'll come and do here in Discord since TikTok's being fucking evil. So, all right, bye, guys. So pisses me off. Oh.